This episode contains discussions of death, specifically family death from terminal disease. Listen to your own discretion. It is Sunday, the 27th of October, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Here we are at the end of Ludo week. Today we're talking about the song Safe in the Dark, which is the final song on their album Prepare the Preparations, excluding the hidden track, which we will also briefly talk about, which is their most recent album to date. It's been 14 years since they've released a studio album, which is really sad for me because I love their music. I love You're Awful, I Love You, and Prepare the Preparations. I like some songs in their self-titled. I'm not that big on it, but I mean, they're still performing and they do Hey Ludo Ween and they release singles every so often. I really wish they would come together for an album. I guess it's just not really a priority right now, but I would listen the fuck out of it. But here we are anyway. This song, unlike everything we've talked about before this week, this song is not a supernatural horror song. I just wanted to talk about it because I love it. And it has like a kind of a creepy, weird atmosphere, but they had to clarify that it isn't about that. And I don't want to tell you what it's about until we've listened to it, but it's not about that, despite having that kind of feel to it and being called Safe in the Dark. It's about a lot more human of a theme and a lot more down to earth and depressing of a theme. So that's fun. We'll listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. That's Safe in the Dark by Ludo. Now, like I said, this song is not about spooky, scary skeletons or anything like the previous songs we talked about have been. This song is a very real song about the lead guitarist Tim Farrell's father, who was diagnosed with I just learned about this illness. I had never heard of it before, so forgive me for mispronouncing it potentially, but myasthenia gravis is how it's written. Could be gravis. It's probably gravis. He was diagnosed with that and subsequently died, and Tim Farrell's sister, Kelly, commented about this on like some upload of this song, saying that it's not about vampires or werewolves or whatever. It's about our dad who died. And the song is about the denial that people go through when something like this is happening, when someone is terminally ill. And the song kind of showcases a few conversations between Tim and Kelly and their father, where they're all kind of like variously trying to ignore it or check in about it, right? And I love how the song works as the backing vocals being like the other side of the conversation. It's so good. I'm gonna start reading in here. Have you been up late nights? It's okay, it's just been hard to sleep. It seems so in your eyes, it's just the work has been getting to me. I heard about your beau. He's not feeling well, but he's all right. There's something I can do. Well, thanks for offering, but I'll be fine. So it's the back and forth there, right? So this is theoretically two people talking to each other about the father's illness. Now, beau is usually a term used for a romantic partner, but I guess it could just be man you care about, right? Because beau is the male version. It could also be talking to the mother. I don't know their family situation. But point is, it's someone asks, have you been up late nights? And the person replies, it's okay, it's just been hard to sleep. It seems so in your eyes, it's just the work has been getting to me. So they're kind of dismissing why they're tired and kind of dismissing the problem. I heard about your beau. He's not feeling well, but he's all right. So kind of dismissing how grave the diagnosis is. There's something I can do. Well, thanks for offering, but I'll be fine. Just brushing it off. And the chorus, everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. I really love the interplay between quiet and loud in this song because the verse is all dinky 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 doo 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 doo. Have you been up late nights? Like it's very quiet and whispered and these kind of like hushed conversations. And the chorus is everyone. It's like like it's real big, kind of making the point of it, And then the second conversation is someone, potentially Tim or perhaps Kelly, saying, have you been up late nights? And the father replying, couldn't swallow, couldn't get to sleep. I see it in your eyes. It's just the sickness has been getting to me. Well, what about your belle? Can you help her? Can you make the time? I'll do all I can do. Just don't worry about me. I'll be fine. So I think it is more likely that the belle and beau thing is about the mother, the wife, because it's, have you been up late nights? Couldn't swallow, couldn't get to sleep. So the father is, he's sick and he's sore and he's finding it hard to sleep. I see it in your eyes. It's just the sickness has been getting to me. Well, how about your belle, your wife, presumably? Can you help her? Can you make the time? So he's like deflecting from himself. He's like, help this person. I'll do all I can do. Just don't worry about me. I'll be fine. So even the father is deflecting from the severity of the diagnosis as well. And the chorus is, everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Forces unseen pulling strings in your heart. Everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. So the chorus is commenting on this thing of how people deny things just to try and get a good night's sleep, And so the final verse is the dad talking to Tim with his swapped. So like the dad is talking first, Tim's replying. And I love this verse. It's so sad and it really gets me just the way it's made. Because it's, well, where are are you guys then? We're up north just trying to beat the heat. He's talking to his son about like their performances, their tour with the band, you know. When are you coming home? I'm not sure I can make it back for weeks. So how are all your shows? Kelly called and said you're not all right. And this is where the song gets me. Because the first time I listened to it, I didn't know what the fuck the song was about. And then that line, even not knowing what it was about, it just cuts you. It cuts to the quick. Because the dad is trying to talk about the shows and talk about the music and not talk about what's happening. And he says, so how are all your shows? And the reply is, Kelly called and said you're not all right. And then there's silence. That's what really gets me about it. Oh, it hits. Because it's Tim saying, like, stop ignoring this. There's something wrong. Oh, God. Hold on. I'm relating to this in my own life. Calm down. When my dad got COVID, my dad is fine, by the way. In fact, I'm about to go home for his 70th birthday. But when he got COVID, he was in the hospital. He was really bad with it. He was on a ventilator. And, you know, he was in hospital for like 72 days or something. Like, it was horrendous. But he recovered. Obviously, he made a full recovery. But, like, this was right at the start of COVID. Lockdowns hadn't happened yet. People didn't know that much about what COVID was yet. And he was sick. And everyone was telling him, you definitely have this coronavirus that's spreading. You need to like go to the hospital or something. And he kept like denying it, being like, no, I'm fine. And I specifically remember my brother telling me after my dad had gone to hospital that he was on the phone to my dad at one point. And my dad was like trying to talk to him about movies and he was like coughing and spluttering. And my brother was like, please just go to a hospital. And he's like, no, I'm fine. Have you seen Parasite? It's such a funny thing to think about in retrospect, but that's what this is here. I'm a very similar sort of situation. The dad is trying to talk about the music, and he's saying, Kelly called and said, you're not all right. Please stop ignoring it, right? And then the simple, very quiet, Andrew singing this sounds so weak. You take care of you. And then the reply being, there's something bigger going on this time. Oh, it hurts so much. And then it ends with the chorus repeating, everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Forces unseen pulling strings in your heart. Everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. Repeats that again and then does like everyone wants to feel safe in the dark. And then it ends. And there's a big pause, and then Skeleton's Lullaby starts. Skeleton's Lullaby is mostly unrelated to Skeletons on Parade, like I said, although it is related in that it is foreshadowed at the end. It's a very brief thing. You should go listen to it. I linked it down below. It's just a little lullaby that goes, good night, all my children. Now you must lay down your heads. You wouldn't want the sun to catch you missing from your beds. I wish that we could stay here. I wish with all my heart. But to the earth we've been committed, and now we must depart. Good night. Lovely. I did little drawings of this once. It's great. I love it. Unrelated. I just wanted to comment on it because a lot of people probably miss. Well, I think on Spotify now, they don't have the version where there's a big pause and then it has the song. It's listed as a separate track depending on which version you look at, but it's great. Anyway, that's Safe in the Dark and Skeleton's Lullaby by Ludo. It's such a hard-hitting song once you understand what's happening in the song. It's so expertly crafted with the conversations being the verses and everything. I love it so much. And it shows that Ludo can do more than just weird, Halloween songs, although obviously Morning in May, despite being like a biblical time travel story, is still a sad song, so they're good at it. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. And indeed for this week. Next week, we're doing the full Halloween week. No Ludo, because we did it all this week. But I'm going to do a bunch of Halloween songs throughout the week, despite Halloween happening during the week. So it'll go into November as well. The halfway point of this podcast is Halloween, the Thursday, the 31st of October. And I want to make like a halfway point special, which is just going to be like probably a longer episode than normal, but it's just going to be me talking, like reflecting on how the podcast has been so far. And I think it'll be a nice little thing to do. It won't replace the Halloween episode. It'll go out at the same time as the Halloween episode, hopefully. If not, probably maybe do it on the Sunday, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I want to record like a little special thing to go up. So that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.